Hey, it's the Empire. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon for more videos. We taking over. Let's go, champ. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button right now. Let's go. Hey, it's the Empire, Geo Boxing Empire, Boxer Boxing. Nah, man, my boy Oscar Valdez, man. The current WBC super featherweight title holder, man, completely dominated and destroyed and inevitably knocked out Burchett, man, Miguel Burchett, in a phenomenal fight where he was basically controlling Burchett and landing left hook all night. Burchett kept walking into it until he got stopped, and he was out cold, and that was all she wrote in the 10th round. Oscar Valdez, man, he calls out my boy Gervante Tank Davis, man, and he wants to unify for the titles. Now, this is a really big deal, man. This is a big fight. Gervante Tank Davis has been in the talks. People have been talking about him versus Ryan Garcia, the Teofimo Lopez, Devin the Dream Haney. You know, Gervante Davis' name been thrown around everywhere. And, you know, now add another name to the list with my boy Oscar Valdez. Now, this is a really big deal, man. If you guys didn't know, Gervante Tank Davis has the belt at the super featherweight division, right? What belt does he have? He has the WBA title, and this is a really big deal because this will be a unification fight for the super featherweight division, and this is a meaningful fight, a big fight. A lot of people were saying that this fight at super featherweight is bigger than Gervante Tank Davis going up to 140 to fight Mario Barrios, right, for the 140 WBA regular title. This is an actual legitimate world title because WBA regular title, there's a title above it, which is the WBA super title, and a lot of fans don't believe that the WBA title shouldn't be counted as a world title like the WBA super title. But if you don't understand, man, if you follow boxing, you actually know the sanctioning fees for WBA regular title and the WBA super title are actually even Steven. They actually pay the same amount of sanctioning fees for the same title. So, you know, the sanctioning body basically deems it as equal value as the WBA super title. But man, that being said, man, Oscar Valdez has been training with Eddie Renenzo, and he's been looking really good ever since he switched trainers because he used to be getting hit a lot more. He used to get beat up a lot more, and he wasn't as dynamic as he is now for sure. Now, that being said, man, Gervante Tank Davis has looked spectacular in his last performance. That being Leo Santa Cruz stopping him with a devastating left uppercut in the 6th round, which was, I mean, you can only say it's only highlight of the real type fight. Now, that being said, man, Leo Santa Cruz is a phenomenal fighter. There's no doubt in my mind he will go in the Hall of Fame. And, you know, between Gervante Tank Davis and Oscar Valdez, they're both coming out Fighter of the Year, knockout type fights. You know, Leo Santa Cruz is much more competitive than the Oscar Valdez versus Burchett fight. But understand that the knockouts, the outcome of the fights being the most shocking knockouts, they both go hand in hand. So Gervante Tank Davis, if he were to take this fight, this would be fighting a young fighter in his prime, coming out the biggest win of his career. Understand that Oscar Valdez is really young, right? He's still young. He's not old yet. The guy is really young, and understand that Leo Santa Cruz is in his 30s. You know, early 30s, and Oscar Valdez barely turned 30, right? Barely turned 30. So Oscar Valdez is still a young champion. He's still in his prime. He still has the hunger, and this is an undefeated Oscar Valdez. So we want to see this fight, man. This is a big fight. I do think this is a more meaningful fight than fighting Mario Barrios at 140 because this would be a unification fight. And I kept saying that, you know, Gervante Tank Davis, he's a multi-division world champion. And understand that Teofimo Lopez has all the belts at 135, right? And this is beneath that weight division. Oscar Valdez is a 130 fighter, and understand that. That being said, Gervante Tank Davis is basically fighting 3 weight classes because there's no doubt in my mind that Gervante Tank Davis will fight Mario Barrios this year, win, lose, or draw. So he's basically, you know, going in between weight classes for these big fights, which is a really big deal. This is Floyd Mayweather type move stuff, you know, Canelo Alvarez kind of thing, where he's going between 168, 175, and 160. I mean, this guy, he's doing everything. So that being said, man, Oscar Valdez versus Gervante Tank Davis will be fireworks. They're both coming out from exciting knockouts. There's no excuses for saying that anyone's cherry picking. This is definitely not a cherry pick fight because Oscar Valdez is that guy right now, man. He's that guy right now. So, that being said, man, Oscar Valdez, there's not much for him to fight in his own division. The other belts are vacant. The only other champion in that division right now is Jamel Herring. And, we're going to see what happens with Jamel Herring. But for the most part, Oscar Valdez wants the big dogs. And the biggest dog in the doghouse is Gervante Tank Davis, man. Anyway, man, let me know you guys feel about it, though. I think this is a really big fight. I think this is fireworks. I would love to see this fight happen in LA, maybe New York. But Gervante Tank Davis, we'll see if he pulls the A side or goes in the lion's den and fights Valdez and maybe in a friendly territory to give him all the hype he needs. That being said, man, I don't know much about Oscar Valdez's personal life. He came out of nowhere, and people can really get an insight of who he is if he fights Gervante Tank Davis, because the promotion for these fighters when they fight these elite level fights, get real deep and personal when they fight each other. So we're gonna hear a lot more about Oscar Valdez and Gervante Tank Davis. There's been bad media around him recently, and this definitely might give Oscar Valdez the extra boost he needs to really get people on his side, because there's rumors about Gervante Tank Davis being in a hit and run. I'm not gonna get deep into that because that's a whole nother video, but this definitely will boost the fans to get Oscar Valdez more fans for sure. Definitely, there's very polarizing characteristics between Gervante Tank Davis and Oscar Valdez that can really make it seem like a villain versus a hero type thing. Boxing loves that. They love to have the villain, and Gervante Tank Davis seems to fit that role perfectly fine. Let me know how you guys feel about it, though. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire. GeoBoxing Empire. Peace. GeoBoxing.